How's it going, YouTube? My name's Ryan and welcome to Cybot City. Now this is a brand new channel that I've started up all about the CMOSS Cybot. Now for a lot of you who don't know what the CMOSS Cybot is, it looks a little bit like this. Now this is a really cool robot. This started as a kit, as a magazine kit, where as a bi-weekly thing you get a new magazine for a new part to expand your robot. We had around about 96 magazines. You get a magazine a little bit like this, Ultimate Real Robots, and you get some sort of parts. Now sometimes it'll be something interesting like a circuit board, at other times it will be something a bit more boring like just some screws or something. Now this robot is very cool. It does all sorts of stuff and it was very big at the time. In fact, at the time it was very top range stuff, even somewhat to modern day standards. Now not just are we talking about building a robot, but it's just all sorts of things by itself. We're also talking about a controller that you can remotely control the robot around your room, but also came with a headset, so you actually use primitive voice control. The controller itself has a bunch of mini games on it, and was even used to program the robot using your computer. Other stuff that eventually came with this robot was stuff even like a football and a goal. A special football goal that uses infrared, where your robot would be able to play football with special football attachments that would use flippers to push the ball into the goal, but with all sorts of different body kits, stickers, these kind of things. So you and your friends can actually make teams, actually either program using built-in programs to have the robots play football, which I think is pretty cool. But there's a bit of a problem with these robots, and there's a reason why some of you may not even heard about it, especially if you're my age. And that's because you can't really use them anymore. These things came with software for Windows 98 2000. Even though I have computers that use that kind of software, well, if you've ever seen CMOSS Electronics, my other channel, you see me using DOS and Commodore 64s and that kind of stuff. But in terms of school, the earliest software I've ever used is probably Windows XP. And to be honest, the fact that the robot doesn't even do XP, well, it basically kills it off straight away. And from what I can see, there wasn't any patches either. In fact, most of the websites, even the hobby websites, they stopped producing content in 2002. Which of course, for people like me who want to bring these things back, causes a little bit of an issue because we don't know what to do with the things. And that's where I come in, because this channel is all about buying Cybots, most likely trashed, fixing them up or stripping them down to salvage them for parts to fix others, as well as modifying them to make them better, and even using more modern microcontrollers, for example an Arduino. Now every now and again making a video. What is this little board? What does it do? How does it work? Can we get it to work with an Arduino? How much of the original robot can we use to get it to work with a modern day microcontroller so everyday people can learn how to program the thing? And then I'll sell it as a kit. In fact, look, I've even got one here. This one's pretty poorly. Look, it's got broken panels, sensors hanging out of the thing, missing boards. This is only about half the boards. Bumpers held together with sticky tape. You can see there's a whole bunch of sticky tape holding it all together. This thing's very poor. This is the first one I'm probably going to work on. Not just that, these things only use AA's and a lot of them. So I've been designing this. The new battery case. It uses a drone battery. I think it's like £2 for £30. These batteries, so they're not too expensive. I want to try and get a cheaper one. The idea being I'll make a new connector to be able to connect inside the robot. You literally unscrew the old battery case. The idea being that I just make a new connector, so you unscrew that one, you screw in this thing, you get a connector to plug into your robot, and underneath with the little flap that you undo to change your batteries, you can instead plug this into your computer using USB, and you can charge your robot up. Now you might be wondering, well, why can't we use rechargeable batteries with the old robot? Well, that's because a lot of these rechargeable batteries, they're not actually 1.5 volts, they're more like 1.4, 1.3. Sometimes they're even as low as 1.2 volts. And for these robots, it's not quite enough. It's basically like you're trying to run the robot on basically pretty much flat batteries. In fact, at one point, I believe there was like a little fix. It was like a little voltage regulator you had to plug in. Because of some issues with batteries in some of the later revisions of the robot. Some magazines would have like a piece of paper with this little thing added in. Some people never got that. I think it's because a lot of people had issues at one point, so they kind of did this as like a little fix. So I was trying to find, okay, well, what kind of issues did these robots have? Because, they're about 20 years old now, so surely they've had some issues over time. So what kind of things did they have, and how can we fix them, how can we make them better? On the day of recording this video, it's May the 4th, Star Wars Day. In fact, one of the ideas I've been thinking is even making one of them look a little bit like a pod racer, maybe. Having some like things at the back of some fans, I don't know. This channel is all about Cybot fun. Finding them, fixing them, selling them, making them better, putting new microcontrollers, all of that. As well as teaching how to use the original software, seeing what can we do. Apparently there's even some Easter eggs. Don't know what really they are, because a lot of the websites you go click on the link to find out what it is. Oh, that page don't exist anymore. It hasn't since 2002. Now if you want to follow all things Cybot, then please subscribe to this channel. There's going to be plenty of content coming out soon. I'm actually at university and I've got exams soon, so I can't quite do a lot of videos now, so I thought I'd do this little trailer. There's going to be plenty of content out. I've got maybe about 4-5 of these robots. For example, this is one I modded years ago. Some of it I'm going to be reverting backwards. But with this big battery pack and a few mods inside, this thing doesn't half wheelie, I can tell you that. In fact, with the new battery case I've been designing, it has mounting holes, and those holes are for more modern motor controllers. The kind of things you'll get with Arduino. And believe me, it does the world of difference. It really makes them fly. Though I will be making an effort to use a lot of the originals. And if you check out the Cybots City Instagram, then guess what? You can see this little thing. This is one of my Cybots, my personal Cybots, on my first Cybots that I've been modding up over the years. In fact, this is pretty cool because it's all completely custom inside. All Arduino, all CAN bus, the kind of thing you get in industrial robots, planes, cars, that kind of thing. There's a little head that moves and maps its surroundings, and it works out the best way to drive around. That's pretty cool. People like this. This will be a kit too, believe me. In fact, all you do is you pull these little panels back, boom, you can see the Arduinos and stuff inside of it. Very cool, very modern, all Arduinos. You can't quite see inside of it, but I've even been making this diagnostic tool, so if there's a problem with the robot, I can see what's up and it will tell me exactly what's wrong. The only thing I don't like about this video is that for some reason this camera's showing it like a big wiry mess, but actually inside it's actually pretty clean. Add some more standoffs and so on. But here's a big problem. If you were to look at the Cybot, let me take this one again, you'll think, there's plenty of room to add circuitry and other stuff. Well no, because once you go underneath, you've got these big motors and a battery case and places for plugs and line followers that go in the middle and stuff like that. So no, there isn't. In fact, you try to stray away from those little standoffs a little bit, you're going into a gearbox. Which is why I'm going to be designing a whole bunch of new 3D printed and laser cut hardware, so you can attach an Arduino or some kind of Raspberry Pi inside of it with proper good looking mounting hardware, whether you want to keep the original electronics in it or not. So that's the end of this video. It's a little longer than I hoped it to be. Follow the channel, follow the Instagram, follow the website. If you're interested, hit us up. If you have any sort of cool video ideas, I do want to try and make one Cybot, see how fast can we get it to go. I've been watching these cool YouTubers, someone who even made a Roomba fly. Eventually I would love to be able to make a Cybot fly, or even see about taking away the line follower attachment and adding some sort of Roomba vacuum to it so we can hoover up, or taking away the actual circuit from the line follower attachment and having it wirelessly charge. In fact, I hope to go to university soon after the summer. I would love to even put a tracker on one of these robots, have it drive around campus to see just how much of a map can it make. That would be very cool. Anyway, that's all for me. My name's Ryan Brown, founder of CMOSS. Thank you for watching.